What's up, guys? Today I want to talk about losing sight of your purpose and your goals. This has very much so been on my mind in the past few weeks or even months. To be honest, ever since I started working with Hamza, because constantly we are questioning our decision making based upon, is that working for or against our purpose? Now, mine and Hamza's purposes have sort of changed and fluctuated a little bit, as they should when you're growing. But I think the main purpose of Hamza's channel and the movement that we're leading there is to help young men become better, basically. There's a lot of boys out there in the world right now, and very few men. Men by title, but who gives a shit about the title? I think this is a really important and beautiful purpose to have. I think this is a really important purpose to have because in modern society, I think masculinity is very much so suppressed most of the time in favor for more feminine energy. For example, schools. I actually recorded a video with Hamza on this for his channel, but he made a really good point. Like, the entire education system is set up and designed to basically crush masculinity in favor of more feminine energy. I'm going a bit off topic anyway. This is like a big rabbit hole that I could talk about for a very long time, but the purpose of this video is to talk about purpose. I lost my purpose there, guys. You shouldn't lose your purpose as well. You should not lose sight of your purpose. So the purpose of the channel, ever since we started, was to help young men on their self-improvement. You may have noticed with Hamza's main channel specifically, how fucking drastically different the content became for quite a while. We started off with very unfiltered, minimal editing, just pure value packed into a video which is digestible in a non-spurgy way. The problem, however, is it's not so much a problem, it was just a major change of the way we saw things, the way we pursued our purpose. Because there's no doubt that gaining YouTube subscribers and exposing more people to the idea of self-improvement is very valuable. And so therefore that would technically fulfill our purpose. However, the trade-off was these 5-minute hyper-edited, really retention-grabbing videos. Basically, we're just contributing to the machine of abusing your brain in terms of just dopamine, just constant release of dopamine. There's a zoom, there's a sound effect, there's a bitch with a teaser, We somewhat became what we hated for quite some time, with the idea, and I think it was a bit of a cope with the idea of we'll get young men to get on the self-improvement. But the problem was, because the videos are structured that way, because they were only 5 minutes long, because the editing was quite a lot of work, any video longer than 5 minutes would have been like a major chore and also really boring to make. And I think it would have been boring to watch as well, because you've only got so much mental energy to consume this bullshit content. But yeah, the trade-off was we couldn't pack the videos with value anymore. The videos were very surface level, oh, Jeffrey fucking plays video games, and Adonis doesn't play video games. Also, you should meditate. Okay, subscribe, you know what I mean? We lost sight of our purpose. Our purpose was help young men on their self-improvement. Technically, we were doing that. And this ties into yesterday's video as well, about needing strong brothers and people around you who are keeping you accountable and holding you to high standards. And the thing is, I'd really, me and Hamza since the start, we've always been incredibly introspective about the direction of the channel and decision making. You guys have no clue how often we sat in a Discord call for an hour or 2 hours nearly every fucking day since we started the channel, since we started working together, and discussed the direction. Is this a good idea? Is that a good idea? How should we frame this? How should we do this? And a big part of how I feel and what I think will give us the longevity to survive the cutthroat game of YouTube is absolutely the idea of audience goodwill. We could have sold out a year ago, months ago, and made lots of money, but our audience goodwill would have tanked because like, oh, we're selling some bullshit course, or oh, we're shilling some bullshit crypto, we're shilling some bullshit like advertisement for some bullshit company. The return on investment for lowering your audience's opinion of you in that sense would have to be so incredibly high. I'm not going to say like impossible, because we have made decisions based on like sort of instant gratification. A good example of that is we took on the sponsorship for, what's it called? Shortform, which is like a platform which summarizes books. That is actually a really good sponsorship for us to take. So I don't really regret that. I don't think it really reduced audience goodwill either. We're not like shilling it as well, but I bet you probably didn't even know we had that. An early decision we made as well was making like some courses and shit like that. Also the coaching calls. My point is the return on investment for selling out, so to speak, needs to be really fucking high. It needs to make a lot of sense, and you want to be able to frame it in a way where it seems like a necessary evil, which is exactly what we did with the idea of making these hyper edit videos. We framed it in a way which was like, oh, but we'll get young men on self-improvement, more young men, because these are the type of people who need to watch the videos. I think that was a bit of a cope. I think there's some truth to it, but ultimately that wasn't our purpose. We sacrificed too much for the return of investment of like, oh, well, we might reach some more people. And as we were making these videos, I was seeing just increasingly more and more like OG members of the channel. I don't keep up with this stuff very often. Like I don't like look at Discords, I don't look at YouTube videos. I very much so avoid like the noise in that sense. But sometimes when I checked, sometimes when I had a look, comments, whatever, I nearly every time saw someone say like something like, oh, I miss the old Hamza, I want the old style of videos back, these videos are dumb. And they were 100% right, these videos are dumb. They're not made for people who are serious about this shit. They were made with the purpose of making a dumbass spurg who plays video games 16 hours a day to feel somewhat productive with watching this 5-minute bullshit hyper-stimulating video. And then they sub, and then, oh, they watch it again the next day. Look at me, I'm being so productive, I'm on self-improvement. There was very little value in the videos, and it's bizarre to me how quickly we devolved into that mindset. It wasn't exactly quick. Yeah, it wasn't quick, it was gradual, but then it went boom like that. Suddenly, like, we just found ourselves so lost. If you're doing something, if you're engaging in an activity, you're running a business, you should be questioning like nearly everything's return on investment. Why am I doing this? What's the return on investment? Is it worth my time? Is it worth doing? For a while we convinced ourselves, yes, that was worth doing. And I'm not sure if I regret the period of time where we did like the hyper stimulating edits, because it was a very interesting experiment, and we're very much so experimental in terms of what we do. We want to see what works. We want to try new things. We're not just like trying to be incredible. We have a very good formula, don't get me wrong, the Jeffrey Adonis intro, and then like, you know, talking head section, blah, blah, blah. That's a winning formula. Most people would settle with that and be like, oh, that's fucking great. We'll just keep doing it forever and ever. But we're constantly brainstorming new ideas and trying to think of something new. And the hyper-stimulated stuff, it was new. It was fucking new. You can't deny that. But just be so careful of the idea of losing vision for what your purpose is and why you're doing this. Our vision went from help young men with self-improvement to dominate YouTube and mog Mr. Beast. We wanted to get more subscribers than Mr. Beast. That was like the idea. It's like 100 million by 2025 was the goal. I can see Hamza driving to the house now. I'm actually recording in his room, so he's gonna come in and I'm just gonna be here like, hey, Hamza, it's my room now. Yeah, Hamza trained he trained the entire session at Muay Thai. Good for him. I only went for an hour today. I like shorts, bro.
What?
I like shorts, man.
What? You're fucking in my bed, is it? He's just here with his cock out.
I've stolen your
You don't even see, like, he's not even wearing any pants.
No, chill, man. I'm talking about losing sight of your purpose, and I'm citing your channel as like a big example of that, like how we went very much off course with like the hyper edit videos and like the original idea of helping young men with their self-improvement, the return on investment for trading off, providing value for bullshit hyper-stimulating edits and like some more views and some retention.
It's very easy to like lose sight, especially when there's like temptations of instant gratification, of pleasure, of like easy money and growth and views and like vanity metrics, and we lost sight of that really quickly.
Yeah, and I was also talking about just the idea that, like, again, sort of touching on yesterday's video as well, like having like very good, strong brothers around you who are like constantly questioning, like, why are we doing this? What's the return on investment? Like the early days of like, you know, we could have sold out like literally a year ago and made a lot of fucking money, but we would have traded off like audience
the long-term growth and everything. Like,
yeah, we can still do that, bro. You guys you want to sell some courses, bro?
Buy my NFT, bro. This video is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legend. Do you know how many times they've emailed me, literally asking me for like £10,000 for the video? Raid Shadow, like, fuck you, bro, motherfucker. They literally see that my videos are about not playing video games and they're testing my crippin'.
Testing the crippin'. I think I'm pretty much done with this video. Did you have anything to add?
Nah, man.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of my room, bro.
Alright, sweet guys. That's all I have to say really. Just be very careful with the people you spend your time with, the decisions you make. Keep a firm sight of your vision, your purpose. Constantly question, is this decision working towards or against my purpose? What's the return on investment? The return on investment needs to be ridiculously high. I think there's very few things I can imagine is worth trading audience goodwill for the instant gratification of whatever you decide to do. And like obviously that ties into our purpose here, but like your purpose may be different. Yeah.
I'm gonna wear any boxes of these shorts or not, bro.
Hamza's getting his cock out right now. Ah, yes. There it is.
Bro, you wanna get some views or not?
If I flip the camera around here, Hamza's channel would die. Little small cock, bro. It's got bunda though. Hamza's got mad bunda, guys. We're far too comfortable just getting our cocks out around each other. Alright, take care, guys.
Do the hard work.
Do the hard work. Sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends.